Hello everyone and welcome back to another episode of Star Traders Frontiers. When we left off last time we had a crew that was in dire need of some training and allocating out all of the talents that they'd accrued at the start of the game. I've now actually gone through and done that for all of these crew members here. So you can see, for example, on our captain, Captain Gauntless, we've given him the backroom deal talent. Which is the one that allows us to have more likelihood of getting into the black market. Our navigator here has now got the efficient route talent, which basically means that hyperwarp jumps between quadrants now cost less fuel, which is good. So I've done that for each of these crew members here. I've also started to identify the 4 crew members I think will be our, if you like, our away team, the ones that actually get involved in crew-to-crew combat. I've marked those with the red stars here. So we've got our captain, we've got our doctor, we've got a soldier, and we've got a swordsman. Now that's typically because, at least the way I've done it in the past, is you want to have someone who's very good in the kind of the front of your 4-pack. Your swordsman is typically very good at that. So if I open up a swordsman, you can see that they prefer position 1. You want someone who can do healing, so you can see our doctor here prefers position 4, likes to be at the back of the pack, understandably, they're the healer. The soldier is a long-ranged rifle person, they prefer to be towards the back as well. And then you want someone who can be in like the second position. At the moment I've got that as our captain, but that's probably not ideal at the moment for a smuggler. We probably want to pick up another crew member who can play that role potentially. So I've identified those 4 with the red stars. I've also gone through and identified the crew members I think we can probably afford to lose. So I've given those a green star, green for go, as in they can go away. This is typically where we've either already got a number of other members of the crew that have that job. So for example, the pilots here, the 2 pilots here, we've already got 2 others. And yeah, while pilots are useful, realistically, we can probably find other people to fill those spaces more effectively. Similarly, the navigator here, we've got 2 other navigators. I've picked the one with the worst, as I see it, the worst traits, or the worst statistics. So for example, this person here is greedy, so that every time they level up, their pay rate increases by 3 credits, which is not something I really want. If I can afford to pay people less, that's what I want to do. Similarly, the gunner here, I mean, we've the 2 gunners, we've got 4 gunners here, and I don't think we're going to be needing that many gunners for quite some time yet. So I've got rid, or suggested that we can get rid of the drunk and the greedy gunners on our crew. Given that we still have 1 space empty, then effectively we can take on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 crew members in theory to replace and supplement the ones we've got already. The soldier here I'm suggesting we get rid of because we've already got another soldier, and frankly if I get to the stage where my first team are not able to fight, then I'm probably already dead, so there's not much point in me having a backup at this point. That might change in the future, but for now I think we can find better use for that crew slot than another soldier. So coming out of the crew roster, we are here at Hydra Tri-C. And we are going to head towards Baltimore Annex, which, if you remember from the introduction, is where the Arbiter is waiting to be picked up, and we're going to start getting underway with that main plot. So to navigate, I simply right-click on my destination and the ship will travel there. While I'm travelling, I can hit space to pause, but as we're travelling you'll see various little things pop up in the game log down here, different events, skill rolls, rumours that we've picked up as we travel, things like that. So we have a 47 AU range because we've got 95 fuel. It's 12 astronomical units to our waypoint, so we should be fine. So let's go. So you can see the events popping up down here. We failed an intimidate test, which means we suffered some minor damage, but we have arrived in orbit around Aricia. Where there is 1 landing zone, which is Baltimore Annex itself. So you can see from the events that took place while we were travelling, time is now paused again while we're in orbit here. You can see the date up the top here. You can see that in this place, because it's Syndicate Reichart that owns the place, we have 0 reputation with them, which is we are entirely neutral. They neither love us nor hate us. And you can see various things happened here. We had various skill rolls which were successful, so we didn't suffer any negative effects from those, but we did fail in an Intimidate test, which is a little bit unfortunate. So we got some compartment damage, the ship suffered 16 component damage, and the crew took 10 hits for up to 5 morale loss each. So we suffered a bit of morale damage there as well. But then, thankfully, our quartermaster prevented an airlock accident with their stern leader trait that I gave them. So, yeah, you know, not too bad. We made the journey pretty successfully. So there are various things you can do while you're in orbit. You can patrol for enemies. You can blockade the planet to intercept all the shipping vessels that are trying to get to and from it. Or you can spy on the planet to steal intelligence. We're not going to do any of those for now. We are instead going to land at Baltimore Annex, which kicks off the plot. Many welcomes, Star Trader, says Estelle Brockstrom. Arbiter Estelle Brockstrom, it is an honour. Indeed. Prince Callaghan Fayan promised he had dispatched a new but promising Star Trader captain to pick me up. I understand you have recently come into ownership of your Star Trader's charter? That is the truth. My great-uncle perished during an exploration expedition last year. I was picked from among my house to take over the charter and ply the stars. Then you know the magnitude of both the responsibility and the opportunity that now rests on your shoulders. Callaghan has asked that you personally escort me to his court. Prince Fayan has great trust in your potential. He knows that your career will reap great profits for both yourself and Clan Moklumnoi. And then I can choose my response. So either you'll have to find somebody else, probably not ideal. Your flattery won't get you very far with me, Arbiter. Prince Fayan's trust is well founded, or if the money is right, I'm sure we could cut a deal. I'm going to play nice for now, so we'll go with Prince Fayan's trust is well founded. That is pleasing to hear. Callaghan has always been a superb judge of character. I'm sure there'll be more work waiting for you at the Prince's court. So, why do you need to go to Prince Fayan's court? Callaghan and I are old friends, and we share a lot of the same causes. I have great respect for him. Unfortunately, his family has become embroiled in a legal dispute that stretches across multiple quadrants. I have been called in to make sure that the letter of the law is followed, even over such great distances. She owes him a favour. What is the nature of the Fayan family's legal dispute? That won't be a topic of conversation between us. Okay, fine. In that case, let's talk specifics. I need passage to the court of Prince Fayan. Direct passage, as I'm in a hurry. I will offer a flat fee of 10,000 credits for the passage. It is better money than we get elsewhere for intra-quadrant travel. What do you say? Sounds good. Welcome aboard. Excellent. I will join you shortly in the starport. I will pay you promptly on our arrival at Callaghan's world. We've accepted a mission. Okay, so we are now landed on Baltimore Annex. We have various options here. We can repair the item that was damaged in our failed quest there, so we'll do that, repair the item. Our morale is still high enough that we don't need to use the Spice Hall, and all of our crew wages have been paid. Our crew is healthy. We do need one crew, and as I say, we could recruit more if we need to, so let's see who we've got available. Nobody particularly interesting, to be honest. It's usually from contacts is how you get the slightly different classes. These are relatively standard ones here, and I don't think we really need any of these guys, so we'll leave them for now. We can refuel, but we're not going very far. We've got 35 AU range. It's only 29 AU to our waypoint. We'll refuel when we get there. If we look at our missions, you'll see the mission has now updated to say that we need to transport her to the Prince's Court. You can click Waypoint, which prepares a course. That's done automatically when you accept the quest, so that's already set. That's how it knows what our waypoint is. You can click Navigate, which will immediately execute it and take us there, but just for visibility's sake, from here we are going to take off. So if you click on Back, it will navigate you up here. And then if you click on Back, it will navigate you to here. I've noticed your officers and crew giving me sideways looks since I settled in here. As a Zendu, I'm used to it, but perhaps I can answer some questions to help settle your people. When they heard Zendu, some of the crew expected a Templar and a Leviathan mech. We'll go with that. Then I imagine they would have been even more disappointed if a Templar had strolled aboard. A Templar militant stands no taller than a normal man. That doesn't sound like the legends they've all been hearing in the Spice Halls. I am sure they have wild tales to tell about the Templars, But what makes any of us Zendu special is not our physical might. It is our access to our genetic memories, and in the case of the Templars, to the muscle memory of 1,000 years of battle. How far can you look back in your memories? It's never easy to explain lineage memories to those not of Zendu blood. You did offer to answer questions. I'd be interested to hear you try. I don't remember a time before the memories. They start when we Zendu are young. We strengthen our recall through meditation, patterned exercise and ritual. There are the subconscious muscle memories always guiding my hand or step. Then there are visual remembrances and voices that come forward of their own accord. Trying to consciously look back, seeking something, is difficult. Digging for something, trying to remember the Guild War, for example, that could even be dangerous. But my lineage is always there. Are there many Zendu left? There are 3 remaining Zendu sects: the Arbiters, the Augurs, and the Templar Knights. The Arbiters are spread thin, working across the many quadrants as servants of the law. There have never been many Augurs. They serve in the great courts of the High Princes. And the Templar Knights? They have long borne the brunt of the troubles of our people. They were always on the front lines of the Guild War. After the Exodus, they bled to protect the new colonies, but perhaps the Alzaean campaign cost them the most. But now is the time to rebuild, if the quadrants could only find a moment of peace. So, you are going to help Prince Fayen? I'm going to ensure that Shalun law is followed to the letter. I thought you said you and Callaghan were long-time friends. Do not get the wrong idea, Captain. I am not going to Callaghan's court to trade in favours. My sole responsibility is to enforce the law of our prophet, Shalun, as documented in the Accords. May the flag watch over his grave. We all have important work to be doing. We will get you to Prince Fayen promptly, Arbiter. So, Prince's world is over here. So you can see it goes back past Hydra Tri-C and all the way over here. That is 29 astronomical units away. We have 35 astronomical units range. It's getting a bit tight, but I know we will be able to fuel there, because the services that High Landing offers is refuel and repair, doctor, spice, one contact and a pending mission, hence all the little symbols around the edge there. So we are just going to head straight there. So if I hit space, it will automatically navigate to the next waypoint, or if I just click navigate there. And again, you'll see things pop up in the log here. A successful skill check there. We're okay so far. Getting there. Ooh, a solar war conflict has begun. Let's just pause there and have a look. Navigation aborted, but that's fine. We'll carry on in a sec. A solar war conflict has begun between Clan Alta Mesa and the Devaltos Syndicate. Now, that basically means that there is obviously a war going on. Were I in either of those two factions, this would affect my relationship with the other. Even when I'm not in those factions, I can take advantage of some of these events by, if I run into an Alta Mesa ship while I'm in Devaltos territory, and if I were to choose to destroy it, obviously that would harm my relationship with Alta Mesa, but I would get probably quite a significant reputation boost with Devaltos for not only kind of attacking when they're enemies, but doing it while there is a solar war on. So you can take advantage of some of these events if you choose to. But we're just going to carry on to High Landing for now. Oh, there we are. We did fail one skill check en route, so we've suffered some damage. We've lost an additional fuel, which is why we now only have one left. Nice. And the crew has taken 4 hits for up to 10 damage each. So we are going to land at Aton Hive. That will trigger the next bit of the story, and we must also remember to refuel. It looks like they have rolled out the red carpet for you, Arbiter. I think that is for Callaghan, but it has the effect. Estelle, yours is a face to warm, tired eyes. And Captain, many welcomes. Thank you for escorting Estelle here safely. Greetings from the stars, Prince Fayen. I did not expect such pomp at the starport. We've all been waiting for your arrival, Estelle. This mess is progressing. It has sped up, not lost steam. We have much to discuss. Let us retire to the palace. Star Trader, you've earned my gratitude. I have high-paying work for a captain of your calibre. Come and visit my court once you've settled everything with your ship and crew. Thank you, Prince Fayen. We may take you up on that offer. We have gained a moderate experience reward. We've also gained some reputation with the Mox, and plus 10 reputation with Prince Fayen personally. So you have not just your faction reputation, but also with the individual contacts in each faction, you have personal reputation as well. And those two combined basically dictate how, I guess, how much advantage you can take of your contacts and how much they'll be willing to help you. Effectively, you spend reputation to achieve certain things, which we'll have a look at shortly. And off they go. The Prince seems very intent on getting Arbiter Brockstrom's assistance. Captain, the Prince's Starport commander has paid us our 10,000 credits as promised, and a 2,000 credit bonus to boot. Hold up, one Fayen has stuck around. Many welcomes, Star Trader. It is a pleasure to meet you. I am Zeti Fayen, the Prince's sister. Let me extend my brother's warmest welcome. What is the legal case that Brockstrom has come to observe? The bombing of the Highwind military orbital? Surely Estelle told you about this. It's a Kadar research facility. I've heard of it in passing. It was. Estelle must have told you. Callaghan's daughter, Valencia, has been charged with the terrorist act of destroying the Highwind, which is completely ridiculous. She went aboard the station for a scientific meeting. What idiot would plant a bomb at the same time? Not Val. But Estelle hasn't spoken with you about it? You really don't know? Then the Arbiter's not going to help. Did she say anything like that? Well, she said she would do her duty as an Arbiter of Shalun law. Shalun curse our arrogance. The Fayen family needs her assistance. By the flag, yes we do. The loss of life at the Highwind alone, this is not a legal battle we can stand to lose. If it comes to that, they will demand Valencia's life in retribution. And the Arbiter would just stand by. Just like the Void, Retribution Justice has no mercy. If the damages are great enough, Kadar could be granted a duel of assassins against Valencia Fayen personally. I hope that we will see you at the Palace, Star Trader. I must be off. Okay. So, you can see by the little flashing down here, we have no fuel, no waypoint is set, we are losing morale because we're out of fuel and so can't actually travel anywhere. But it's okay because we are landed on a friendly planet and we can take advantage of all their services. So effectively we have delivered Estelle Brockstrom to Prince Callaghan Fayen. That has given us the contact of Callaghan Fayen himself. When you're landed on a planet with a contact or contacts, they will appear down the left-hand side and you can click on them to go and talk to them, which we will do shortly. But we're going to take care of the emergency stuff, well, the important stuff first. So we're going to refuel. Fuel is relatively cheap here. It's an A. You can get A+, which is even cheaper, but this is pretty good. So we're going to spend 380 credits for filling up our fuel tanks. Fuel tanks full. There we are, 95 fuel. We're probably best to heal up our crew, so we will visit the medic. And we will repair one item on our ship for 70 credits. You'll notice some of these things take time as well as credits. Repairing takes no time for one item, but when I did the healing, it did take 2 days. That says over here. So if you're on a time limit for anything, like if you've got a time critical mission or anything like that, be aware that if you do too many things here, you probably are burning your time as well. Let's just check what crew's available. Nothing overly interesting. But let's go and talk to Prince Fayen and see what he has to say. So we could follow up the mission a bit further, get some narrative. You can see here where I mentioned about we've got the personal reputation, we've got here the faction reputation that we have with Clan Muklumnwe, and then we have what that means in terms of our effective reputation with Callaghan Fayen. So it's basically the average of these two. So effective reputation is the combination of those, and it's that you will effectively spend on some of these options here. So these are all things you can use your contact for. These are services they offer. So we could buy a trade permit, for example. That will cost us so that will upgrade our trade permit to one of Spice Trader, which allows us to buy different types of goods. Some goods are restricted based on the legal standing of some worlds. If you have higher levels of trade permit, you get access to more of those restricted goods. They can be more profitable. That can be quite useful. Buying this would cost us 1,600 credits. It would also cost us 2 in personal reputation and 5 in effect, and we need to have a minimum of 5 effective reputation to access this. So these two on the left are a cost, and these two on the right are basically a minimum limit. So Callaghan Fayen is quite an influential person. He's got 62 influence, but if his position were ever to be weakened sufficiently that he didn't have 5 influence, we would not have access to this. He wouldn't be powerful enough to even get us a spice trader permit. So I'm not going to do that just yet, because I don't want to damage our reputation with him. So we'll go back one. Just hitting escape to go back. We can get missions from him, which is probably quite useful. That's not just the actual kind of narrative main mission, but like individual missions that your contacts can provide. We can get promoted within the hierarchy of the clan, which can be quite nice, but it does tie you more to the clan in question. You can get an edict, which is effectively permission to interdict and kill enemy ships in mock territory. You can use them to gain recruits. We could recruit a soldier, but then we can get soldiers anyway. Or we can get introduced to other contacts. Now, that's quite helpful. It does cost you stuff, but having more contacts is useful for getting more missions. So, Callaghan can give us access to a court assassin, a senate liaison, or a high princess. Now, all of these are quite handy. Importantly, 2 of these will themselves offer further introductions, which is quite useful for building up your network and getting to know more people around the quadrants. Again, they're quite pricey, and they do cost 4 personal reputation, but we will regain that personal reputation. Ooh, I wonder if we can get our effective rep up to 20, then we'll unlock this bare bones thing here. And what that does is it means that any introductions we buy from him will then have additional personal reputation. So they will like us better just because he likes us better. We get a glowing recommendation, effectively. However, it looks like bare bones is actually the minimum to get any of these, so we'll have to wait for unlocking any contacts until we come back. I want to improve my relationship with him. One way to do that is to follow the main mission. Another way would be to do other court missions. We'll go with the main mission for now. Welcome to my court, Star Trader. Please call upon me whenever you have need. All of my staff's services are available to you. We have found your hospitality to be very thorough, Prince Fayen. Please call me Callaghan. As you know, I have pressing work I would like you to undertake on my behalf. I need you to escort Arbiter Estelle Brockstrom on a judicial tour as she inspects the evidence in the case against my daughter. She will need to meet with the Princess Aitan Char, the High Wind's owner. I assume you have heard by now the claims that my daughter, Valencia, is personally behind the bombing of the military orbital station. Such a circus. Estelle will also need to meet with the Kadar judge who is hearing the case. She will put the fear of Shalun into him and remind him that the law cannot be cheated for their vendetta against me and my family. Then you suspect the entire legal case and bombing is a farce to defame your daughter? This is not a matter of defamation, Star Trader. If Princess Aitan Char wins the case, this will be a matter of life and death. With retribution justice on her side, Aitan will send assassins to kill my daughter and the heir to my princedom. How will Arbiter Brockstrom be able to change the course of the case? Our people's system of justice works because the princes, judges and senate all follow Shalun law and the Accord to the letter. I've heard it said that retribution justice is an unforgiving razor. It can be. Shalun law demands compensation be paid to the wronged party. If compensation cannot be paid, or the wrongs are grievous, then the wronged party can demand retribution justice. The Princess Aitan Char has made it clear from the start that the bombing of her High Wind orbital is such a case. If there is no honest attempt to agree upon terms of compensation, then every path leads to violence, to feud. Aitan Char and whoever she is conspiring with will not stop until she has the legal right to kill my heir and daughter Valencia. And they are breaking the law by doing so? The law bends. Faction judges grant rights of compensation, and they are held accountable by their senate and other faction leaders. I have reason to suspect the judge overseeing the case will do whatever Aitan tells him to do. So Arbiter Brockstrom is the long arm of Shalun law. She will make her presence known. Because of her, we will get a fair trial, a chance to put forward evidence to refute their ridiculous claims. So you see why I need to ask you to escort Estelle to and from Char's Worlds safely. There may be those who wish to stop her or harm her along the way. Prince Callaghan Fayen has added an offer for a story mission. Okay. So, I believe we can just go to Prince Callaghan Fayen's court. Remember, in a court, everyone is watching. Click to visit a contact. So we can either meet Eric Fayen, who is I believe, the heir to Callaghan Fayen's realm. We can meet Callaghan's sister, Zetty. But I guess if we speak to Prince Callaghan Fayen, just to confirm that mission. Oh, no, that was just to say, yes, we will do that. Let's meet Eric. That is correct, I'm Callaghan's second son by blood. Many welcomes, Star Trader. My father has already thanked you, but let me extend my gratitude as well. This business with my sister Val is toxic. It needs to end quickly. It has landed your family in difficult political waters. Between us, it is toxic from within, Captain. In what way, Eric? Valencia is basically under house arrest. She's not under lock and key only for her own protection. None of us know if we can trust her. If she were free to roam, what more damage might she do? And everyone has their own opinion as to what should be done about it. My father is focused on the Arbiter's influence. You think there is another approach? I would not step into my father's way, but if Brockstrom fails to deliver, you and I should meet and discuss what to do next. Okay. We'll leave Zetty, and no, we'll talk to Zetty as well. He seems sceptical that the Arbiter will clear this legal mess for the Fayens. Right now, Arbiter Brockstrom is our best hope to resolve the issue. If she fails to deliver, then we will have to take alternative measures to protect the family. And if that comes to pass, then you and I should meet and discuss what to do next. Okay, so basically if this doesn't work out, either of those two seem to have an idea of what they want to do instead. Fine. Let's come back out. So here we are, one mission offered, a court mission from Callaghan Fayen. So if you click this, it will tell you all the missions he offers. You can request new ones as well, but he's already offered one, which is the story one. Ooh. Oh yeah, so this is the requesting new missions. Because we're fairly new, it will only get simple, straightforward ones from him for now if we click this. But if I highlight this one, this is our Arbiter mission. So we need to go to the Kadar Syndicate world of Zwen Altar, where the Arbiter will meet with Princess Aiton Char and the faction judge. And then there'll be more to do, and then we'll need to return to here. And actually, that pays a total of 18,000 credits, which is not to be sniffed at, frankly. And I suspect that it will also improve our standing with Callaghan Fayen, which will then unlock more things that we can get him to do for us. So we will accept this. Passenger has come aboard. Brilliant. Come out of this. Leave the contact. We are all stocked up on fuel. Our morale and our health and our wages and our ship repair is all in good nick. So now we just need to take her where she needs to go. So, the way you can do this, if it's not automatically set a waypoint, so because I clicked accept rather than immediately just waypoint on the mission, it's accepted it and added it to my current missions list, but it's not automatically plotted us to go anywhere. So what you can do is go to current missions. This will list everything you've currently got underway. Selects the mission in question, we've only got the one at the moment, and click waypoint. You'll see plotted route to system 1 jump away. You can also just click navigate and it will also immediately take you right there. But you can see this takes us all the way down here. The jump to Quadzi Edge, which is a wormhole to another quadrant, is 23 AU away. We've got 47 AU range, and I'm gambling on the fact that there will be a landing point close enough to the wormhole on the other side that we can refuel if we need to. So we're just going to go straight there for now. Oh, we've failed one test. Oh, and another. Well, maybe we'll stop off here and refuel and repair. We've got time. So we can refuel. Oh, we can't repair. Well, whatever. So water fuel is a little bit more expensive here, but not too much. So we will refuel. We will heal our crew member. Took hours rather than days, which is good. We do have another contact here, which is Kedron Byrne, the Gestalt Explorer. Or Gestalt Explorer. So just have a look at him. So we've got a decent effective rep with him. Not brilliant, but not bad. But you'll see he offers different options to Callaghan Fayen, because Callaghan Fayen is a prince, and this guy is a Gestalt Explorer. So we can recruit an Exo Scout. That could be interesting. So we could recruit a level 2 Exo Scout as crew. We can't recruit one as an officer because we have no empty cabins for a new officer, but we don't need another officer at the moment. I think having one as a crew could be quite helpful, because Exo Scouts are typically quite good in combat, but also at, as the name suggests, exploring. And we don't have one on our crew, so that could be quite useful. 3,000 credits, 2 personal rep. Yeah, I think that's worth it. There we are, we've got one. So now if I go to our crew, you'll see we have Revi Lumian, an Exo Scout. So we don't know much about her at the moment. We know that she's got quite a lot of wisdom, mental dexterity. Okay, spying and exploring, so that's quite handy. That works quite well with her current job. Can train a new talent. So the available talents we have are things like this, but I think we don't have anything currently that allows us to pass explore tests automatically, so we will go with that for now. Done. But interestingly, okay, she's got a light machine gun rifle thingy. She might be a decent replacement combat-wise for one of our ground team at some point. Maybe not yet, but one to keep an eye on. Okay, so we've refueled. Take off, and you'll see it's reverted back to the waypoint we had set for the mission. So we will proceed. Various things taking place. A spy war conflict has begun. So here we are, we're at a wormhole. We can make a hyperwarp jump. Typically, you want to have a jump talent, which is one of the talents your pilots and navigators can pick up, ready. And you want a navigation skill save talent ready, because jumping can be risky, and if you fail your navigation skill save, or if you just jump and you don't have any of the hyperwarp stuff ready, it tends to cost a lot of fuel, as you can see, 21 of 74. And you can suffer quite significant damage if you fail that skill save. The jump will take us 5 days, that's fine, we're not on a time limit for this mission, so we are going to jump. So there we are, Skiller Vermeulen's read charts talent prevented a navigation skill test failure, excellent. Used 21 fuel, took 5 days. And we are now in a different quadrant, so if I go back to the galactic map, rather than being in the Fian Reach, we are now in Quadzi Edge, which looks like it's quite a neat little lead through between clusters. So, and you occasionally get just little bits of throwaway comments from your crew, which is quite a nice flavour to it. So we've got 26 AU range, 15 AU to our waypoint, and we will be able to refuel there. So I think that's enough of a buffer, so we'll just go straight there. And you can see this is where our mission is, that's the little orange icon there. Okay, we have arrived. No army is too large, no ship too well armed in the eyes of Kadar. So, we are about to land on Sven Alta, deliver the Arbiter to meet Princess Aitan Char and the judge that's due to hear the legal case, and we will need to refuel and possibly repair as well. But we will do that in the next episode. Thank you very much. Hope you're enjoying what you're seeing so far, and see you next time. Have a good one. Thanks. Bye.